Okay, let's try this problem that's a bit more challenging about Grace. And she remembers 20 kilometers from home, she left the hot water tap running. And it's going to cost her 12 Rand and 45 cents an hour for that geyser to be on. She decided to return home, but she's going to drive at X kilometers per hour. But it's going to cost her 10 plus X over 40 cents for every kilometer. Now, the first question is kind of helping you figure it out because it says, I drew a little picture, just, 20 kilometers and then 20 kilometers back home. The first question says, write down an expression for t, the time taken since she left home. Well, that's just knowing this little triangle thing. Time is distance over speed. It's the 20 kilometers divided by the x kilometers per hour. That tells me how many hours she's traveled since she's from home. But what they're really interested in, at what speed should she drive back to minimize the total cost of the petrol and electricity and water. Well, electricity and water that's what they're talking about, the geyser here, the hot water. And petrol is this one. So let's build an equation. We take the 12 Rand 45, but let's change it to cents because the petrol one's in cents, 12.45 cents per hour. 20 over X hours, the hours will cancel. That'll give me the cost in cents of traveling back 20 kilometers. And the 20 at that speed. And the 20 kilometers gets multiplied by the cents per kilometer. Oh, that's nice, the kilometers will cancel, times this 10 plus X over 40. Well, you multiply it out and you get 24,900. That's x to the minus 1 to make it easy to do the derivative because we're going to minimize it. 20 times 10 is 200. 20 times x over 40 is a half x. 20 over 40 is a half. Take the derivative, negative, subtract 1. 1 times a half. There you go. Let's make it equal 0. We're going to add this. We're going to multiply by 2. We're going to multiply by x squared. And when you do, take the square root. This Grace is going to have to go really fast and break the law at 223 kilometers an hour. I think she's going to need a Maserati or some real fancy car. But the next question says, calculate the total additional cost. So this extra cost coming home. Okay, so that's what I think that's what must be. That's the cost. And she's got a cost driving out, but then she's got a cost coming back. That's the additional cost. Okay, so all we do is take the 223.15, put it back in the formula, and I got 4 Rand and 23 cents. Now, I like to put things into GeoGebra. I like to take this function here, and what I did, I took the function, 24,900 over x plus 200 plus a half x, and I put it in, look, it gave me this hyperbolic thing. And I can see that minimum here, and the computer calculated that minimum that we actually did, and it confirms 423 cents, 4 Rand 23, and the speed, 223 kilometers per hour. Well, that's pretty weird, because if she's worried about 4 Rand, she wants to minimize the cost, she's going to get one heck of a speeding ticket, and it's kind of weird. Anyways, it's all very funny. But there's that question done.